Just to restate that question again. What will you do to address the problems schools face with declining funding as they also try to meet the challenges of ever-growing enrollments, children with special needs, and new educational technology? I will begin by continuing to learn everything possible about District 80's funding and expenditures. All spending must be weighed carefully. Saving a dollar is a form of earning a dollar. Part of why we are in this position is that the state of Illinois mandates certain programs. Those who come to board meetings hear this often, but it's very true. And each district throughout Illinois are made to provide these programs. At a recent IASB meeting, the Illinois Association of School Boards, and this was in a Schiller Park school, a speaker explained that districts in Illinois spend 40% of their operational costs providing what the state mandates. But Illinois only provides 15% of the funding needed to cover those programs. For this reason, our district has been unable to offer programs that the kids deserve, like certain art programs, clubs, and things that people have brought up recently, like robotics or coding or other type of science clubs and similar. Until we are able to restore more programs, we must focus on core subjects and maintain their quality. Registration fees, sport fees, kindergarten fees are all unfortunate in public school. It's a shame that it's resort to that, but other districts around us have had to resort to them and maintain a bottom line of acceptability. And these other districts are not just ones that are financially desperate. We're talking about other districts that are financially affluent. My point is that you will see fees elsewhere. And it's unfortunate. I wish we didn't have to. I wish they could be reduced. But if they provide a bottom line of acceptability and quality, for now, I'm thinking that we may be forced to hold on to them. I'm hoping that the board and administration can work together to express our needs to those offering grants and help of any sort, so we can get newer technology and equipment needed for an education of modern standards. District 80 should also work with all the services in our community and discuss the issues with village leaders. While a school district is its own entity, the input from everyone in the community and the possible sharing of resources is the only way we can mutually benefit. This can come in getting help with building repair or with contacting the right lawmakers or organizations that can help. With this, I plan to continue my research to know what curriculum needs are, the needs of the staff working with our children, and how other districts achieve their goals and the laws all around us. I just want to say, I know that the state of Illinois leans too heavily on taxpayers. For instance, from something I dug up, and somebody mentioned, don't talk about a bunch of stats, but I just got to bring this up. When looked up, our district gets 5% of our spending from what we're able to spend, I should say, from federal funding. Just under 5% from what is other state funding, and 7.6% from general state funding, 4.1% from other local funding, and that basically means fees and whatnot, and then 78.1% of what is spent for all operations, paying teachers, everything for our district. 78.1% of it comes from local property taxes. The state average for local property taxes paying for your local district is 63.1. So, the point is that it's common knowledge that Illinois leans too heavily on its taxpayers. It isn't right. Unfortunately, it's the way the state is set up. I wish the lawmakers would get to work on fixing that, especially when they like to give mandates on programs and they underfund them. I hope to continue working with organizations like the PTA and the North Schools Foundation and to keep addressing the needs we have. So I'm saying I'm too positive, but it will take some positivity from this point to move forward. Thank you.
The second question, what do you think are 2 to 3 of the biggest challenges facing District 80 schools right now, and what is your plan to address them?
Our number one priority is going to be for a superintendent. And that we've already started with a committee on how we're going to look for the superintendent, maybe share an intern superintendent or post for a new position. But we have to go through that, and that's going to be our hardest accomplishment, is getting a new superintendent for the district. Right now, the way things look, an interim superintendent may be the best way to go for us, so that we also then will have more picks, because right now it's late in the season, and a lot of the superintendents have already been snatched up and they're gone. So we have to keep an eye on that. Another challenge for the district is looking for our curriculum. We need to make sure we stay on the forefront of the curriculum. We need to also make sure and look at the needs and meeting the needs of the children. Improving all the times. We're going through a new curriculum structure that's starting in 6th and 7th grade, I believe it is, over at Lee. And there's what we have there are the kids that we need to look at for classroom sizes also. So that's going to be part of it there. It's kind of hard to have the classroom sizes because they're starting to get larger. So that's something that we have to look at and really consider. But then again, we also have to live within our own budget, which makes it difficult. So, and then we have the other aging problem of our buildings. Fortunately, our buildings and groundskeeper that we have now is able to handle a lot of the situations. He reaches out to a lot of people. He gets the information he needs. He seeks out which is going to be the best way to go about the situation for repair, and he takes care of it, and he gets it done. And he gets a lot of help that he gets from the community on that. Part of that is proactive maintenance. He does a lot of the PMIs, teaching the guys pre-maintenance inspections. So he's out there and he's teaching them, the workers that we have, on how to clean the filters, do the work on greasing and oiling fans, how to pressure check and do the 30-year-old boilers that we have down there that at any time can go. So safety is also one of the big issues. Fortunately, we had a grant that we were able to utilize. We received that through help through the Norwich Foundation that was given through the Norwood Township. We've been very fortunate of working with certain community members in the community. And the Norwich Township has always been good to us in helping us out with grants and helping us move on. So, but the thing that we know we have to live within our means. So, that's all I got.
Let's face it, we have plenty of time.
True.
Okay, what do you think are the two or three biggest challenges facing our district? I came up with this. Number one, program and curriculum quality. What is offered and what is not offered. When reading Board of Education policy, which I've started to try doing in preparation, granted, I need to try to get elected, I'm just saying, trying to prepare. I reviewed information about a monthly DLAC meeting. This is the District Leadership Advisory Committee. It involves the board, administration, and the Teachers Association meeting to discuss curriculum, assessments, and professional development opportunities. Basically, all of that impact learning in our schools. Apart from my own research, I will look into the public to discuss changes and improvements that will be addressed to this committee. Classroom size, but really, when you say classroom size, it's not exactly the right term. What I mean is teacher to student ratio, to be exact, is another concern, especially in younger grades, where the discipline of learning and the attention students need develops a stronger foundation for the years that follow. Exceeding the suggested average in some grades is something District 80 has had to do, but we should work to try to correct it. Granted, it's a money issue. It's always been a money issue. In a perfect world, you have the staff to handle all the low teacher-to-student ratios and make sure you have the staff, but we have not had that. Therefore, the risk happened and similar. But we should always keep an eye on trying to reduce the student-to-teacher ratio in whatever means we can. The difficult balancing act comes when a district on a tight budget hires staff for one particular department, then faces its effect, which can be the letting go of teachers in other departments, which you've seen, and I touched on. Number 2, building condition, safety, and classroom needs. And Mike Belfiore did touch on this and explain aspects of this. Every 10 years, each district must have a facility study done. Our last one was 9 years ago. I believe the Building and Grounds Director has addressed what he can and has made progress with the limited resources given and with the staff he has and has done what he can. But an aged heating and cooling system, aged materials forming our ceilings and floors, entrances and lack of equipment to make our schools safer, and classrooms such as our science lab that are not equipped for modern needs must be addressed. While it will be difficult, I suggest trying to set aside a portion of the limited funds we have for building and grounds, regularly reevaluate building needs, and part of this is going to come when we do get the new facility study done, which is coming within the next year. While evaluating that, decide on what we can systematically fix, however slow, when we can, and look to whatever resources possible to get these things fixed. No project is too small to just try and get done. The third thing I wanted to bring up, which some wouldn't exactly say is exactly part of the district itself, but the district certainly fits in, and that is how District 80 is interacted with and seen among the community, its residents, and its leaders. Maybe this drama wasn't going to be brought up, but it must. It is normal to be skeptical of each other and question motives, but it's gotten out of control. We need goodwill between us all. Every day you hear, the board said this, the village said this, the park said this, the group of parents said that, but I say less adult egos and more fulfilled students, less angry backroom talk, and more happy sons and daughters. Maintaining a great school system takes everyone around it, and I'm sure if we exercise the goodwill, we can work together and fix our schools. However we can. And that's all I have on that.
This is an impromptu question. What are 3 goals you would have for our new incoming superintendent?